Grab a cocktail with us and welcome to the hot mess that is my life as a single makeup artist living in a college town in Florida. This is Kara's Lipstick Diary.
Hey you guys, we are back with another episode of Kara's Lipstick Diary. Have you hit that subscribe button yet? You know, the little button down there that says subscribe. Click on it. You know you want to. All right, I am so excited. So this guest I was introduced to through like the world of social media when I first launched my show. Actually, my therapist had met her and said, you need to know this woman. You guys are gonna get along so well. And amazingly, she has her own podcast. I am so excited that Adrienne is zooming in to join us. She has her show, Midlife Cravings. And you guys, we are gonna spill some tea. It is going to be a fun ride today on this episode. All right, so let's make that cocktail. We are going to make a lavender martini. Okay, I was on a cruise this year and they had this lavender daiquiri that was like to die for. Except it was more like a martini than like a daiquiri. I was kind of confused why they called it that. But we tried to figure out how to make it. And so hopefully this is kind of close. All right, it is gonna be 2 ounces of silver rum. And then from there, we are gonna add in 1 ounce of lavender simple syrup. You guys, this stuff is thick. All right, pour that in there. And then we are gonna add in some lemon to top that off. Oh, I am so excited to try this. I hope it's as good as the one on the cruise. All right, you guys, you ready for a fun episode? Let's get this thing started.
Oh my God, you guys, I am so excited to have this guest on. So back when I was first launching this show, my therapist and dentist, who are married, said, you have to connect with this woman. Like, you have to connect. You guys are going to get along so well. She does a podcast too. She also talks about adult content. Connect with her. And so I did. And so this is our first time talking like for real, not through like Instagram chat or like texting. This is Adrienne. She is amazing. And she does a podcast called Midlife Craving, and you all need to check it out. She is phenomenal. So Adrienne, thank you so much for zooming in with us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's so awesome to see you and to be on your show. Thanks for having me.
We've been like kind of waiting for this for like a year and a half now. So I'm really excited that you're here. Now, those of you viewing this at home, if you hear strange noises behind us, there is a monsoon occurring. I do live in Florida, and it decided that right now is when we're gonna have a torrential downpour. So just ignore the sound of rain and any thunder that's coming. It's just part of the show. I swear, it's part of it. We made this happen. Anyway, so Adrienne, why did you decide to launch your podcast?
You know, I was turning 40, which I think is a big year in life.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I was looking around the room at my friends, and it was like, you know, I had just become single again. My girlfriend was going through a divorce. My other friend was getting remarried. And it was like all these different phases of life. Yeah. And our kids are growing up. And I was like, no one talks about this. You know, I mean, what now?
Yeah. What do we do at this point? Yeah,
right,
no,
so.
and I mean, I think that's, you know, similarly, I was turning 40 and wanted to talk about the shit that no one talks about. So I love that I think that that's why Jen and Andrew were like, y'all need to know each other. Y'all also don't have filters.
Shout out to them. Yes. I absolutely adore them. I had the best time with them in St. Lucia.
I love that you guys met and that they were like, y'all need to connect. So your show is awesome. A lot about sex. Like that is the whole point of your show, correct?
It's a lot about life and also living authentically, boosting and building your confidence and being unapologetically yourself. And I'm a nympho, so a lot of that comes along with it.
Yeah, that's part of it. Well, and your stories are fantastic. I love following everything you do and like keeping up with all of your adventures. And I was like, girl, we gotta talk. We gotta spill some tea. We gotta chit chat about this.
Yeah, the thing that I do is I, bravely share my journey. And I've been going on one to include, joining the lifestyle and just really embracing singlehood at age 40, finally knowing my worth and having boundaries and core values in life and really living up to them. So life is good.
I think that that's something when we are in our 40s, it's that something changes. And suddenly you're like, oh, wait, no, I want boundaries. I want to live authentically and fuck everything else. And that's what, you know, I think I love that about you. And that's what, you know, the point of my whole show has been is like, this is who I am. You either like me or you don't. We're going to talk about some shit. And like, we should all be liking sex. Like, if we don't, like, get some therapy, you know, because it's something that's fun and part of life. But for some reason, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the shit that happens in life. We like bury it under the rug and then expect everything to be peachy keen. Only thing is, you're going to step on that at a point, and it's all going to crack, and you're going to get a cut in your foot. So like, let's talk about it first. Let's not bury it under the rug.
Everyone likes that Instagram highlight reel.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly. So
it's funny. I was going to tell you, I made a TikTok about boundaries, and I said, you know, in my teens and in my early 20s, I made a boundary with a line of chalk. And then in my 30s, it was like a pencil. And now it's like a fucking Sharpie. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're not crossing these boundaries
I think
anymore.
mine was like bubbles before. So like, even if you looked at them, they'd go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's such a key thing. So you have gone through a huge journey with your, you know, since you started the show. How has that impacted, you know, your personal and professional life by putting this all out there?
It's not easy. It is not easy. It's funny. I was at the beach 2 weeks ago and this guy yelled at me, "Fuck your podcast." I get a lot of shame, but I will tell you, for every person that's a hater and who also follows and listens to my show, which makes me laugh, there's triple the amount of support and love and people that just really are so thankful that I'm sharing because they're going through the same things. Like, my ultimate goal is to let others know you're not alone in this crazy phase of life.
Correct. Well, and I think, you know, when you are a woman and you live authentically and you appreciate sex, there's going to be haters. But it's funny because they are also the ones that will watch the most.
Right. It stems from a place of insecurity. I hope they get well.
Me too. Please get well. Stop judging others. But no, I'm very impressed with you doing this, you know, because it's scary. It's hard putting yourself out there and
it is.
Dealing with it.
I was not expecting, I really made the show for me and my friends. I was like, let's just talk about it and have some fun. I was not expecting the growth. And so people recognize
you blew up.
me. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I mean, that's a lot. And, you know, my brother was doing an interview at his job and she was like, "Is your sister Adrienne Hollister, Midlife Craving podcast?" And he was like, oh my God. Like, oh God, that's a little weird.
Well, and when you do this, you don't expect that. That's, you know, you do it for yourself. And then all of a sudden you blew up, like you hardcore blew up, which is exciting.
A lot of fun. And it's been a ton of, it's been so good for me. That's why, like, any shame or hate or, you know, guilt I get for doing it. I mean, I guess especially get shamed because I'm a mother. You know, people say stuff to me about that.
I mean, God forbid, once you're a mother, you're not allowed to like sex or have a life. I mean, shit.
Right. But no, it's been amazing. And I've met incredible, like-minded, sex positive people in my life, and everything's changed. It's been amazing.
Well, and here's one of the things you just said, you know, sex positive. And that's one of the things, you know, obviously with my show, very much the same way. And you and I have discussed this a little when we chatted online. As a woman, being sex positive, it can sometimes be challenging in the public eye because men take that as you will fuck anyone and you don't get a choice, and like because you're sex positive they think we're all just gonna go give them a blowjob.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things, you know, I faced it to a degree. I have a feeling we've discussed it. You face that to a degree. And I think it's important for viewers and listeners to understand that we're sex positive, but we still get a choice. We don't fuck every single dick that walks by.
Right. I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of DMs. And I made that content that day and I said, just because I'm sex positive, it doesn't mean I want to fuck you. Yeah.
Correct. Correct, y'all. It really doesn't. Have you found people from your past that you haven't spoken to in 20, 30 years are suddenly like sliding into your DMs?
Oh, yes. My very first boyfriend, actually, which is funny. Gotten so much better. I kind of want to have like a redo. I'm like, I'm so much better in bed now. I swear to God. Like,
I'm better now. Well, that's one of the funny things I've been talking to my friends here on set and like cracking up over the fact that so many people that I went to high school with are suddenly like blowing up my DMs. And I'm like, dude, I haven't spoken to you in like 20 something years, and all of a sudden like, hey, it's cracking me up.
It's been all love for me though, from friends and you know, people in my past, and they're like, Adrienne, you are who you always have been, and it's so good to see you shine. So it's fun.
Well, I think that's the great thing about those closest to us. They knew who we were. And now we get to glow with who we are by doing these shows, which is great.
Right.
So let's get into some of the nitty gritty. You do on your show follow your dating sexual antics. You've done some things that are very fun. I love that you have like a checklist of the like things you want to do.
My fantasy list.
Yes, your fantasy list. I really need to create one of these. Like I haven't done it yet. So what are some of the things on your fantasy list that you have managed to accomplish since starting the show?
Oh my God, how long do you have?
And this is why I like her.
I will say my biggest ticketed items is I went to my first orgy. I got a sex swing. I have a milking table.
I love all of this. Okay, so
MFM,
those three things.
FMF, all those things.
I love it. Okay, so some of my viewers might not know what some of that is. So can you explain a couple of those? Yes. Like, what was the orgy? Like, how does an orgy occur? Like, that's not something that, you know, a lot of people do on a regular day.
I know. It feels so normal to me, though.
I know, and I love it.
I met through my show another pair of incredible podcasters. Their names are Kat and Ams. Their podcast is Two Hot Wives Podcast.
Love
they
it.
share their journey and their life and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
They really taught me everything and showed me, you know, that world. And I found my tribe.
Yeah.
So they had a party earlier this year. And yeah, it was absolutely,
it sounded
positively.
epic.
Yeah.
Like beyond amazing.
And what's really cool is since then, these individuals have come into my life, and I have my tribe. Like we have done other vanilla things like running a 5K together, or, you know, barbecues. And actually we're going to a concert in 2 weeks. My phone's been blowing up today on Telegram, orchestrating everything. But it's really nice to be with like-minded people who don't judge me, who, you know, we had a meet and greet 2 weeks ago. I think I kissed 6 girls and 5 guys. Right. And no one cares.
Well, and that's, you know, it's funny.
No one judges.
I grew up in the world of theater where that was normal. That was just a regular party. Like I thought it was normal, and to me it was. And then I went in the real world and I was like, wait, this doesn't happen like with other people? Like, oh shit, like am I weird? Were theater people weird? Or is this weird? Like I thought that was very normal. And I love that you found your tribe, that now in the real world you can still do that.
And one thing I want to say about the lifestyle that I think is a lot of people get wrong about is that it's just a free for all, you know, that everybody throws their car keys into a fishbowl and they all fuck each other. It's not like that at all. It's a very heavily consented world with an immense amount of respect and kindness and caring. And I've never been with people that are so genuinely, they're just amazing. Like, and they get me, and it's extremely situational, consensual. Everything is consented. I mean, down to like, I was fucking this guy and he was like, he asked me like, would you mind if I pulled your hair? I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Like, fine.
Everything.
But like,
everything is consented.
That's one of the things, like when I have an episode about ethical polyamorism and, you know, the whole lifestyle and all of that. And I think that that's one of the things that attracts me to it, is how much communication, like open, honest communication is required for it, as well as consent. And sadly, in what we consider like the normal world of sex, it's not always consensual. It's not always open, honest communication. And that's what causes a lot of damage with people, with the fact that it's not. And I love that in the lifestyle, it is so much more embraced to be consensual.
Level.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that that's so healthy and so important. So,
yeah, I mean, I admire everyone's relationships and respect everyone so much. And it feels good because everyone is so communicative. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's no games. And there's all adults in the room, too. The lifestyle is not a place for immaturity.
Yeah, no, you can't be immature. You can't be possessive. You can't be any of those type of things. It won't work.
There's no place for that.
None at all. So let's see. You also mentioned swing and milking table. So swing, I think we all understand the concept of like a sex swing.
The sex swing is amazing. It's my favorite thing.
I'm kind of jealous because that's on my list of things I want to try, and kind of sounds fantastic.
It is, and don't get the one over the door.
Okay,
I have the
good
one
to
that's
know.
like actually, and then here's a pro tip. If you hang one, you could get a false smoke detector and place it to cover the bolt that hangs out of your drywall.
Oh, hey, really smart plan.
Yes. So the sex swing is amazing. It's incredible penetration. It's so easy for both partners.
Yeah.
I had my first double orgasm on a sex swing before. It's incredible.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely
incredible.
amazing. Now, milking table. That is
is.
something that many people are not going to know what you're talking about because, you know, your first thought is like, you're going to drink chocolate milk on it. Like, what the hell? Like, so explain this one.
Sounds funny. Okay. So just think it's a horizontal glory hole.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of a funny story. I was seeing this guy. He was very open and wanted to experiment with everything with me. And I was like, I want a milking table. I just have always wanted one.
Yeah.
And so we cut a hole in my beer pong table.
Oh my God, that's epic.
What's funny is I played beer pong with it. My friends are like, what's this hole for?
Why is there a hole in your beer pong table? No reason. No reason at all.
Yeah,
Just
so
ignore that hole.
Yeah. No, I'm like, if you make it in that hole, you have to finish your beer. That's what I say.
That's even better.
But yeah, so I would be under the table and then he lays on the table and sticks his beautiful package in the hole. And yeah, it's amazing. And he told me it was like one of the best orgasms ever because, you know, gravity's working with you. Right. You know, so
it's literally working. Yes. That's that sounds fantastic.
It's hot.
Very
it's fun.
Yeah. Very like unique way of doing things. I like it. So what are the items you're still looking to accomplish?
Glory hole is on there.
Okay.
So the vertical.
Vertical. Yep.
Yes. I want to do MMMF. Okay. MMFM. 3 guys plus me. That sounds amazing. And I'm out there. I also want to do a gangbang.
Interesting. That's not on my list. I could do the 3, but a full gangbang, not really on my list.
But it's on my list. And actually, I'm having brunch on Sunday with the girl that I want to do it with.
Oh.
Her and I will have we'll do it together.
Oh, I love it. I love that you found your community. Like, that's fantastic. Like,
in the
absolutely
lifestyle,
fantastic.
all your dreams can come true.
I think it's so fucking cool. Well, and it's so funny because, like, you know, I'm obviously very sex positive. I grew up in a world of theater where, like, all of this stuff, like I say, was very normal. And now, like, I'll have things that I'm like, oh, I want to do this type of thing. And I'll mention it to a guy and he's like, oh, I'm totally in. And then he, like, fucking ghosts. Like, I think it scares the fuck out of a lot of people.
It's funny you say that because I have a hard time with that too because every guy in the world says, hell yeah, I want a girl like that. And then they get it. Like, I'm getting on the swing and you're going to stick your dick through this hole in the table. And they're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's really like, I find it really funny because I've had more and more guys. So I've always had guys tell me that I was intimidating. Now it's like next level. Like, literally, I was in bed with a man the other night and he literally like stopped and he was like, I don't know if like we can like really continue because like I am like so intimidated by you right now. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and like, but he was like, yeah, you're so open and you're so like, and he was like, I can't do this. Like, and I'm like, okay, like, I respect your boundaries. Thank you for communicating that with me. But it's like getting to the point where I'm like, dude, I'm not sure I can keep getting laid because I keep scaring him off.
So one of the things the lifestyle taught me is communication. And so I have explicit and, you know, discussions with them before they even hit the pillow with me. So I have stopped. I've leveled up, I will say. I don't fuck just for the sake of fucking anymore. It's a waste of talent.
It is no shit, Sherlock.
And so,
well, I mean, I'm tired of the like you have sex and you're like, I could have done more with my fingers. Thanks. Like, I'm done with that.
And I'm famous for my tips, and I got another tip for you. You know, I'm not vanilla, and there's a lot of people that aren't vanilla like me. Feeld, F-E-E-L-D, is a great app to meet other couples, other people that are non-vanilla in your community. So Feeld, F-E-E-L-D.
Good to know. I love that. Fantastic. I'll have to check it out because I mean, it's a little like discouraging when you're like, dude, okay, like you say you want to have good sex, that you like sex. And then I scare you off because I do too. Like
I said, and I have a firm rule. I know some people have rules like no kissing but the first night is no play. Always. I never, ever play on the first night. So.
Really? Interesting.
No, never.
Interesting.
I gotta feel things out.
I tend to play on the first date.
Make sure you're on my level.
I tend to play, but it turns into a lot of really bad sex. So maybe I should switch that up a bit.
You should level up your game.
Yeah, because I get a lot of really bad sex the first night.
Though.
Yes, tell me.
No. So this weekend I'm having my first Dom experience, which like a legit Dom,
like
which
full
I'm
Dom.
very excited about.
So are you're being submissive, he's being the Dom?
Yeah, so he's in the lifestyle. His wife graciously is sharing him with me. She's out of town and she's like, take care of him for me. I know, it's amazing. And he was like, the first hour we're going to spend training you. So, and I'm a brat. I don't know if you've ever taken the BDSM quiz online. Must do it. Must do it. Find out what kind of sexual deviant you are. And I am I'm a classic brat. So I do like to be submissive, but I talk back.
I do too.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I talk back too. Like I will, like there's certain things in being submissive that I really enjoy, but then I like also definitely talk back.
And brat is not a negative word here. It's like the playfulness between the Dom and the sub. Yes. I'm literally turning my phone off tomorrow. 2 tickets to paradise. Goodbye, world.
I love it. I'm turning my phone off because I filmed 12 episodes in 2 days and I need to sleep. But yours sounds like a lot more fun.
It's fun here.
That's kind of fantastic. No, I love that. Well, and I've always wondered, like, if I ended up doing, the whole Dom thing, like, I talk back. Like, I can't help it. I get sassy. Take
the BDSM course and let me see your results.
Okay, I need to do that. I need to do that. Send me the link, and I will also post it on this episode so everyone else can take it as well.
Take it. It's BDSM.org and find out what type of sexual deviant you are.
Oh, I kind of enjoy
I love it. I make everyone do it.
I think it's fantastic. Who cares about your anagram? Take this.
Oh, yeah.
Much better quiz.
Yes.
That's super cool. So you said you're still wanting to do Glory Hole. You're trying the Dom this weekend. Are there any other like big things that like would be fascinating to do?
The things I've been doing in the lifestyle are pretty groundbreaking.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Like every time you post something or like you message me something, I'm like, this sounds so cool.
I know. No, and I mean, I'm learning and growing as I go.
Yeah.
I don't kink shame. I am definitely open to mostly everything. And so, yeah, I'm just seeing where this journey takes me and having a hell of a lot of fun.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, I mean, I think that's the big thing. We all have our kinks. And your kink may not be my kink.
What is your kink?
Okay, so I definitely probably fall under the exhibitionist nudist type of, I mean, hello, my tits are completely out right now. If I could get away with it, I would be like naked and fucking in public on a regular basis. The only problem is I'd get arrested, so that would be kind of a problem, especially as a business owner.
How are you not in the lifestyle?
I've kind of wondered the same thing, probably just because I haven't found it yet.
Florida is the capital. Florida is like the capital of the world. Swingers.
Yeah, I know.
Look for the loofahs.
I know. I need to find my group because I haven't found a group that I feel like comfortable with in regards to that.
You need to get on Cassidy.com, KASIDIE.com. And that is that's the swinger community. And you'll get notifications for every event in your area.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause I've always laughed because I've been single. I haven't had a serious relationship in 15 years. I've been the single girl. And I'm like, I don't know if I could be monogamous because I've never really had to be monogamous. And people get always like really confused when I say that, but I'm like, dude, I've never had to be. I'm 40 years old and I've never had to be monogamous. I don't know if I could be because I've never had to. And I've always been very open about stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually have gone through seriously prudish periods. I went through a 5-year period of monogamy, of celibacy. Y'all, don't do that. That was not good. I was very tense for 5 years.
I will say when I broke up with Prince Charming, who was, my relationship after my divorce, he was a big part of my life. I did a 60-day no D diet.
Yeah.
And that I just wanted to focus on myself, heal. And I think people really need to do that. So I would
100%.
suggest 60 days, but not 5 years.
Not 5 years, you guys. 60 days, yes. No. And I think a lot of people, male and female, jump from one to the next way too quickly, and don't realize who they are, what they want, what they deserve, and they don't know themselves away from being in a relationship.
And newsflash, if you don't take the time to heal and learn to love yourself first, you're going to carry the same baggage into the next relationship.
Yes, you will. No shit. Yeah, that's going to carry right on over. So yeah, I mean, like I say, 5 years, too long. Don't go 5 years, you guys. Like, you lose all sex drive. It's really bad, and you get really, really tense.
I think I would just die.
I don't know what. I got this whole thing in my head about how women are judged and being like, I'm starting my business. I need to be thought of as a professional. And I knew myself, and I knew that I had more kink leaning than not. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to hurt my business. So it's just better just to not be around sex at all.
I'll tell you another breakthrough that happens in your 40s. You don't give a fuck anymore.
That's the thing. Literally, like, I realized when I was approaching 40, suddenly it was like, I don't give a fuck. And like, yes, I have lost some clients and some people I worked with because of the show.
Oh yeah.
But I realized it didn't fucking matter because those weren't my people, and I gained more clients. Like, I now have photographers who contact me when they have someone who is posing for OnlyFans, and they know that, like, I will do their makeup and get them ready, and I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to be there to support them and cheer them on.
Right.
So I realized, like, it closed some doors, but those doors needed to be closed. And I'm okay with that because those aren't my people. That's not my tribe. So, but yeah.
I also talk about my analogy of my bucket of fucks. In your 20s, you're carrying those huge, heavy buckets.
Oh my God, it's so heavy in your 20s. Oh my God.
Like, dragging the buckets on the ground. And then in your 30s, your back starts hurting. You're like, fuck these fucks.
Yep. And then by the time you hit 40,
it's over. You're lifting your bucket with one pinky.
Yeah, you're like, I don't care anymore. Go fuck yourself. No, it is so true. And I think the thing is also when you're in your 20s and you're carrying that giant bucket of fucks, you're not having true relationships and connections with people because you're so worried about being judged, about what other people are thinking, all of that once you can let that all go and you become authentic and you become truly you, the right people show up.
The societal pressures are astronomical at that phase in your life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well,
get married, have babies, and then now what? That's where we're at.
Now what? And as you said earlier, you said, I get judged for doing this because I have a kid. And it's like, so what? Your life ends when you have a child? Like, you can no longer have sex. You must have no life. You must be just, I'm a mom. That's all I do. Fuck that.
I'm over here mother of the year. Yeah. I do not live my life for my child. She's my priority, but that is not my world.
But at the same time, you still, that allows her to also grow into who she is. And I think, you're actually setting a really good role model for her. Because, so many girls grow up thinking sex is a bad thing. But if you can, realize that it's not. Like, this is all stuff that is good for your daughter to be aware of.
People say to me,
maybe don't show her the sex swing, but like,
Right. Well, people say to me, what are you going to do when your daughter finds your show? And I'm like, you know what? She's going to see and hear all of it before she ever hears it from me. And, honestly, I would rather her come and communicate with me about it and learn from me than some guy that's standing in a bathroom with his cock out. Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Because that's real life when you're 13 and 14 years old in hotel parties.
Oh, 100%. I remember going to a party in middle school and like, it was out on a farm and like we walked up, my friend and I, and like there was a ring of boys sitting there with basically like their dicks out and girls going around giving blowjobs. And I was like, what the fuck did I just walk into? And I was like, I was super innocent at that point. And I was like, that was not the way for me to learn about that.
Right. I'm not naive to think that she's not going to be exposed to those things. And the parents that are, they're setting their children up for failure.
By the way, my crew was really fascinated by that because I just saw them like imitating what I just described.
Sounds fun to me. Sounds like a little circle jerk.
Exactly. Now as an adult, it might be more fun. But
I'm telling you, Kara, you should get into the lifestyle. You should look into it.
I know. I think I really need to. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards
be a unicorn like me, and they take care of us. Let me tell you.
Oh, good to I have a unicorn on my set, and my friend made it for me, and she said, "I'm giving you this because you're a unicorn, and everyone can just kiss your ass."
I mean, it's a great place to be in a lifestyle. Let me tell you.
I like it. I like the sound of it. Well, I think that sounds like a good place for us to wrap up this episode too. So thank you so much for zooming in, and we're going to have to do this again because we have so much more to talk about. You know I adore you. I love that we have this like message back and forth, discuss what's going on. I think it's fantastic, and I'm just so glad we finally got to chat for real.
You too, Kara. You're awesome, and
thank you.
Keep on kicking ass, and good luck with the rest of your show.
Thank you. We're filming so much, you guys. And my voice is a little raspy. I apologize. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Make sure you remember to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks so much. Bye.